It's recorded.
Excuse me.
Then you put on standby until.
I want to welcome everyone to the Temple of Knowledge on this cold December day. It's very cold outside. The sun is bright. Ra is bright, but it's very warm in here. I feel the love, the energy, the unconditional love. Even commit yourself to the greatest endeavor that you will pursue in your lifetime. They're learning of the spirituality, not religion, because they're all one. Once you learn the different dialects from the different Twa clans. And the greatest science, which from Shia, that the world has ever known, comes from a culture over 500,000 years old. And that can be documented, even though they try to destroy the records. That can be documented, over 500,000 years old. We've seen the sun set twice, where it rises, and vice versa, because of the pole shifts. And I want to pour libations. My name is Medu Neter. That's not important, only to my ancestors, whose energy that we're living off of. Energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transformed. The Kepa Rabila, it only changes. You know, I've heard the song, I'm a changed man or changed woman. It's only the transformation, okay? That's all you can do with it, is try. The energy will transform. And other than that, it's eternal. The Western culture calls it the soul. We call it the Ba or the Ka, the personality of the soul. So since we're living off the eternal energy of our ancestors, which is created by the nature, the divine, let us pour libations to them. And for all the youth, watch this, because as we pour libations, and as you go to your family reunions, they should be pouring libations. They should be, even in the Western culture, they should be pouring libations. Because the names that you have right now, your English names, which really come out of African language once you learn the terms and what the different letters and consonants mean of the English language. Like England is really England, once you learn that. But you want your original Muada, Kushite, Kemetic pronunciation from Al-Cubalon, or Muada. So since we had our names that were taken from us, we at least have our traditions, and we're going to pour libations. And I'd like to start it off with Ida Bell, excuse me, Harriet Tubman, Ida B. Wells, Ashe, Stephen Biko,
Ashe.
the recently ancestor departed, Net Atepawak, that's the right of ancestorship, Nelson Mandela,
Ashe.
okay, who is known as Rala Madiba from his clan.
Kali Muhammad, Ashe. Kali Muhammad.
Okay, Ashe. Patrice Lumumba,
Malcolm X.
who's the father today, Ashe. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King,
Ashe.
Ashe. Ron Brown, Ashe.
Harriet Tubman.
Nat Turner, Harriet Tubman,
Ashe. Sojourner Truth.
Sojourner Truth,
Ashe.
Ashe. Just to name a
Robin
few.
Henson.
Greg.
Ashe.
Okay, any others?
Lady
Okay,
Tommy Henson. Ashe.
okay. Anna Collins, Fontaine Sheffield. All these people I'd like to pour libations to our ancestors, whose energy we're living off of. This comes from the black eternal energy, known as, to the Western culture, as dark matter. It won't say black matter. It won't say chem or chemistry, the black energy. They say dark matter, part of their decoding process and their hiding process. The black eternal energy is greater than the electromagnetic force. It's greater than the force of gravity. It's greater than the nuclear strong force, and it's greater than the nuclear weak force. That's the black eternal energy that we live off of. And it's essential for life. It's essential. In Astronomy 101, you'll read the book, it says, without dark matter, they call it outer space, but it's the nature world. There is no future. That's in Astronomy for Dummies 101. So obviously that's the God particle. They say there is no future. So the black energy, which the new moon is black, Kemanu, that's the new moon, it's always black. You come out of blackness, 9 months in your mother's womb. The black energy, which transcends or descends down and formulates the black soil and formulates the 12 black melanin centers in the back of your brain that formulates the black condensed energy known as oil, which all machines have to operate on, and they manipulate it into gasoline, try to mutate it into gasoline and things of that nature. To the black pupil that's in your eye, I don't care what color eye you got, I don't care if you're an albino, an albion, it's pink, but you better have a little bit of a black dot in the middle of the eye, from the black dot of the universe. They come out of the black moon, the black hole. That's how essential black energy is. Without it, there is no life. This is the black soil. It's composed of black carbon. That's 6 on the periodic table. Black carbon. All organic life has to have black carbon in it. Okay? So we didn't come to play today. I want to welcome everyone. Give yourselves a strong hand for suiting up and showing up on this cold day. And if our cameraman gets a little tired, he can sit down. I know the parameters of what to do here. And the only reason we're doing it is so we can educate our black global population. Today, we're still dealing with the Medu Neter, which is the divine utterance or vibrations of the universe. What makes this so incredible is your ancestors call it the Medu Neter because it's the sounds of the universe, the vibrations of the universe, the sounds of nature. That means it's natural, that means it's from God. So this is why this will be the greatest endeavor that you will embark upon. Now we're going to do a few things today. A quick review. The Medu Neter is composed of what? Words of meaning. And what are the words of meaning? Medu is staff, for those that didn't make that class. Medu is staff. Medu means staff. And from that you get to all the different derivatives. You get media, metaphysics, medicine. Feel free to chime in. What else do we get from the word metal? You get the word metal from Medu.
Oh, medium, media.
Okay. There's so many words that come from Medu. Well, Medu is a wooden staff. It's a walking staff. And it supports a word. It's a walking staff that supports the word. And we'll have this on film, so you get that. A walking staff that supports the word. It gives the word meaning and support. Okay? It supports the individual, help the individual stand upright and be truthful. That's why a lot of times you'll see the figure, excuse my tree, little man, but you'll see the figure in the motherland of a gentleman. And he'll have a staff. Or a lot of times he'll be bent over like this. Okay, he'll have the staff in his hand. Everybody seen that figure of a gentleman, an elder like this, with a staff in his hand? Okay, that's a sign of an elder. It's a sign of an elder. Okay. That means he's been around a few corners. Would you not agree? He's been around a few. Been there, done that, spotted, got it. Okay. All the feelings that the youth are feeling, he's felt them. Physically and mentally and emotionally. Okay. That means he's enrolled in the hay in a few times in his youth. And he's now 80 or 90. And he's at the age of, as we say, of eldership. Now, before we get into that, what I want to let you know was, the second part of the Medu Neter is the Neter. And the Neter is the transcending spirit. That's what it is. is usually symbolized with a pole. Don't anybody tell you it's an axe, you know, but it's usually symbolized like a pole, and it comes down like this and slants in both directions like that, okay? That's the nature, okay? And that stands for the divine nature, the transcendence, the spirit of God, okay, the Medu Neter. And let's go to the song, let's go to hecka. Let me get my other, anyway, I won't even use it, I just do it off the top of my head. The hecka is the words of power. And the words of power, has everybody got the outline with them? Lynn?
Marduk?
Okay, thank you for the confirmation. Words of power.
Check.
Hecka is words of power. This is a quick review as we go through here. Hecka are words of power. Now, in Kemet, we have a symbol that looks like this. Okay? And it's a cane. It's a cane. Okay? And you often see it, you'll see a saw with it across his chest. And when I get someone, a tech person to come, if they can get here early, I'll start bringing the computer and I can show you the actual slide. And it has a flail on it. And it's usually across his chest. Okay? Has everyone seen that? This symbol? I'll do it this way. And I'll do it like this. The flail. Okay. But he usually has it across his chest, like this. Has anyone ever seen that?
Mm-hmm.
In any pictures, books of Africa?
Meduneter. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw. And they got a statue of Akhenaten, which is ODI hand, but we won't get into that right now. But the church, right? But he's got the symbol like this. He's got the flail, and he's got the shepherd's crook. Well, in ancient Kemet, that's called a hecka. The shepherd's crook is called, that's the English term, but it's called the hecka. Okay? That's the cane. It's used to strike or to guide. Okay? It's used to strike the shepherd's cane. It's used to strike or to guide. Remember now, the word shep means an ancestor, tepuah. He's more than just honored, he or she. That means they are praised, they are glorified, because they lived truth. They didn't just teach it, talk it, or write about it. They lived truth. So their life was meaningful, it had purpose. They lived truth. Okay, so they call them sheps, S-H-E-P. Okay, that's where they get the word shepherd. And a shepherd does what for his flock? It leads his flock, guides it. What else does it do?
Protect it, guide it, protect it.
And always it feeds it. Okay, not only nutritionally, but spiritually. That's the greatest food. Okay. Now that's called a hecka. That's called a hecka in ancient Kemet. They can call it a shepherd's cane. That's English. Okay. It's called a hecka. So the hecka strikes. It strikes. Like if sheep got a line, he'll hit, boom. Or if he's dealing with the youth, okay, and having a few problems, he'll hit them. But usually it's for the animals. Okay, it's called a hecka. And what hecka does, it strikes. And it strikes the spirit. Hecka, word of power means it strikes the spirit. That's why it's called hecka. It strikes the spirit of the ancestral soul. It wakes up your DNA. Okay? Now the other symbol is the flail. I'll just do it separately. The other symbol is the flail. Okay? And that's called the necken. The necken in Kemet. N-E-K-H-E-N. the naked. And why this is important is because the naked is used for harvesting, culturally speaking, for the clans and tribes, those near the Nile and around Great Lakes. And it separates the wheat from the chaff. It's used for harvesting.
Do you ever know the outline of the brain, man?
Okay.
I'll give it back and bring my material.
Well, teeth, not a problem. Okay. Okay, so we have extra copies. The ancestors, they've already provided for that. They had the foresight and insight. So the flail separates the wheat from the chaff, or the plant from the fruit. But it also separates truth from non-truth. So it's interesting, in ancient Kemet, the word naked if you look at your vocabulary list, also means what? Youth. See, we pume words. So naked means, okay, so that means you also chastise the youth. Naked. It's right on your vocabulary list. Yeah. Because it separates truth from what? Non-truth. Naked. Not on your list? You got your type vocabulary list? Oh, okay. Okay. So now you have the hecka and the naked. These words, remember there's different words. Like we have ain't and no. There's many words for different things. Okay, those are words of power. Okay, it wakes up the ancestral DNA. Words of power. I'm trying to give you examples of words of power. Some of the words.
Nig, ng. Isn't that a word of power? King, like the end of king.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What are you looking for?
Okay, that's good. Let's start with the original. I like that. Repeat what you just said for me.
Like ng, nig, like the end of king. That is a power word.
Right. Okay. And those are added on to the ancestral and the seed vowels. One of the first ones we used was A-M or O-M. That's not a Hindu word, because that's a Hindu word. It's a Kemetic term. We don't want to get into that right now. Like you said, this is not the time for that. We don't want to get into all that. But or okay, these are all examples of words of power. Because that or is the vibration that brought everything into existence or manifestation. Okay? So when you see, for example, I'll just turn this around so we can roll. So when you see, for example, I'm gonna get deep with you. A-M, not really. These are all vowels. A, O, U, I, and E. They're interchangeable in dialects. We spoke them, but we didn't write them. Okay? And we read, everything we wrote, we read from right to what? Left. Okay, so when you see that, and you see the word,
What about A-U-M?
mm-hmm.
A-U-M.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, but when you see this word here, which is really, what does that say? Okay, that brought everything into existence. Okay. And we taught it to the world. Okay. And they use it in modern electricity. Am I right, everyone? Almost. Okay. This is what you have to understand. I'm going to do this from the top. Now, keep me grounded here. All right, let's go real quickly. We're still talking about words of power, okay? Now, let's get into the vowels real quickly. Everybody knows this song. What's the little song they used to have? A-E what? I-O-U. Okay. And sometimes Y. But this time we're going to say A-E-I-O-U. And sometimes M, N, and sometimes Nick, N-G. Okay? All right. A-E-I-O-U. And each one of the little bit I know when I was singing that song, though, that I was talking about the ancestral seed vowels and sounds of our ancestors. Okay? Because each one of those, because each one of those terms heals a certain part of the body. Okay? It's all it takes, don't worry about. Just for example, A heals the lungs. I'm gonna read some of this so much. A, for example, A heals the lungs, heart, what else we got? Lungs, heart, circulatory system, so much stuff, arms, hand, and it's the heart chakra, okay? The ab chakra, okay? The symbol for that is the jar, okay? And we'll get to that, the jar symbol, which is your conscious, okay? It heals all of that. That's A. The next one is E. You got it right. I know you know E, but I want to put you know how to pronounce it with long E's. And A with long A. Okay? E. And that heals what? Anybody? Thyroid, parathyroid. Throat, ears, mouth. You know, throat, ears. Anybody heard of throat, ears, doctor? Throat, nose, and ear doctor? Okay. Well, it heals all that. Thyroid, parathyroid, throat, ears, mouth, shoulders, neck. It's the fifth energy center of chakra, okay? Next one is this one. I'm gonna get to this real quick so we can roll. The reason I'm writing out the phonetics so you'll know how to pronounce ancient Kemet. That's Ah. And I said, wow, we've been saying these sounds all our life, and no one taught me to say these sounds. You ever make a sound and no one teaches you? That's better. It just comes out.
Yeah.
Like somebody throw your foot out. Anyone teach you to say that? Okay, that's the Medu Neter. Okay. When a baby goes, first thing a baby says, he or she, wah! W-A, that means one, first, in ancient Kemet. You heard of Washita? Never heard that? You heard of Washington? Yeah. That comes from Washington. Okay, and wah means one. It's the first sound. Baby, wah, wah. So it's the sounds of the universe and the sounds of nature. The Medu Neter, that's from God. I mean, they weren't taught to say that way. Okay. All right. So, ah, for example, when you say ah, how many times you ever said ah? Won't go into it, all right? After a good meal or whatever. Yes. No, we're gonna get a little deeper. That's why I said out there. We're gonna get a little deeper as we go with these other vowels.
You don't have to go no further.
Are we finna get deeper? Oh yeah, we're gonna get deeper. Pancreas, adrenal, digestive system. That's why I said that. Liver, gallbladder. It's the third energy center, the solar plexus. Okay? The energy force, the solar plexus. Now this next one, I'm sure everybody gonna get with this one. I'll just start over here. The next one is five. The next one is O. Pronounce it like this.